This be Dumb Down Life number 39. Arrrrrr.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We kidnap and ravage and don't give a hoot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
I hear bored people.
Most days are like all of the others. Go to work, come back home, watch TV. But brother, if I had me druthers, I'd chuck it and head out to sea. For I dream of the skull and the crossbones. I dream of the great day to come, when I dump the mundane for the old Spanish main and trade me computer for rum. Arr to me, yo ho, it's talk like a pirate day. When laptops are benches God gave us for wenches, and a sail ain't a low price to pay. When timbers are shivered and lilies are livered and every last buckle is swashed, we'll abandon our cars for a ship full of ours and pound back the grog till we're sloshed. Yo-ho! Hey, anybody seen me keys? Just off the coast of Florida, matey. Arr! Don't pick up your phone and say hello. Our 10 o'clock meeting's delayed. You scrunch up your face and you bellow. Avast! You've been bleeding belayed! You can't keep this fun to yourself, I bet. So sing, I, every man. We ain't got much grasp of the alphabet, but a damn good retirement plan. To me, yo ho, it's talk like a pirate day. Whatever's in fashion is in for a thrashing, and being polite is passe. When it's every man's duty to grab his proud beauty and let out a hearty yo-ho. And if this offends you, hold your breath as we send you to Davy Jones' locker. You go, yo-ho. Hey, where is Davy Jones' locker anyway? Right near Monkey Island, matey. We'll tell every banker heave to and weigh anchor, buy latte with pieces of 8. We'll fight to be chosen as captain or bosun, the loser of course is worst mate. When we hoist Jolly Roger, the landlubber's dodger, we fill 'em with loathing and fear. We'll plunder and pillage each city and village, or at least clean out Walmart of beer. Ahoy, mateys, and welcome to Iron Chef Pirate. Let's see the secret ingredient. It's barnacles. Oh, there'll be some cutting-edge cuisine. Hold still, Polly. I need this for me salad. Avast there, me bucko. You need carrot shavings. Oh, carrot. But Captain, I be an Atkins. Moron. And you, what are you doing with that salmon? I'm grilling it on a hunk of cedar. What do you think? You can't do that in a Japanese stir-fry, you bilge rat. Oh, you never heard of walking the plank? There ain't no computing or morning commuting, no parking lot full signs for me. No lawns to be mowing or bills to be owing, I'm knowing the pull of the sea. The fresh salty brace of the wind on my face, through hurricanes, sunshine or squalls. I'm keeping my eyes on the distant horizon, Verizon can hold all my calls. To wear a red coat full of buckles, to earn a few dueling scars. Well, at least we can get a few chuckles by filling the office with ours. And maybe we'll never get closer than watching 'em on the big screen. So here's to old Errol and deaf as Jack Sparrow and every damn one in between. To me, yo ho, yo ho, it's Talk Like a Pirate Day. That time in September when sea dogs remember that grown-ups still know how to play. When wenches are curvy and dogs are all sturdy and a software patch covers your eye. To hell with our jobs, for one day we're all swabs and buccaneers all till we die. So hoist up the mainsails and shut down your brain cells, they only would get in the way. Avast there, me hearty, we're having a party. It's Talk Like a Pirate Day. Yo-ho! All right, me buckos, we've got a new retirement plan. What's it called, Captain? A 401R. Nice office matey. Who designed it? An architect. I got to stop at the store on me way home. Where are you going? Target? No, Marshall Fields. Incoming message, Captain. Alpha, Romeo, Romeo, Romeo. Whose side are they on? Our side, of course. Now you're pushing it. Oh, so I've gone too far. Created a monster, I have. No, that's talking like Yoda.
That be Tom Smith with Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Arrrrrr.
My apologies to those in the chat room. It's still Thursday, the day before Pirate Day. But for those of you listening to the podcasts, it's probably Saturday by now. That's when it goes into Cornish. Every time.
I've never known a night like it, and I'm not looking forward to the journey home neither.
Where's that one from?
It's an advert. It was for beer, wasn't it, or something? The guy comes over in a rowboat into a pub, and he walks in, has a few beers, and that's when he says, "I've never known a night like it, and I'm not looking forward to the journey home neither."
Hello, Lance.
Hello, Darren.
How you doing, mate? You alright?
I'm alright.
Well, I've done my YouTube videos, and I should be posting links to those in the show notes, because it's become traditional now for me to do a joke every year that I stick up on LiveJournal or YouTube. And I've done one for 2006, I did one for 2007, and I like this whole piratey thing. It's
Where did it come from?
I don't know. in a word, I don't know.
That's 3 words.
Yeah. I'm not even sure when it started, but I definitely got a video up in 2006. I think there was a couple of years before that it started, because it was always a case of, it can't be Talk Like a Pirate Day already. They've done 2 or 3 this year or before. But it's September the 19th every year. And I'm not even sure if there's a relevance to September the 19th.
Okay, you've just taken my next question out of my mouth. Why September the 19th?
No idea. Next year we'll have more information on this.
Yeah, well planned, Darren, thanks. It's Talk Like a Pirate Day, we ought to do something. Okay, I'll leave it to you. Although, to be fair, all credit to you, it was Darren that organised the complete intro for this show. Right from the voice intro right through to the first song. I had absolutely nothing to do with it, and I would really think he ought to do more, because it was brilliant.
What has actually happened was that earlier today you phoned me up, or you didn't phone me up, you told me that you might not be able to make it this evening.
That's right.
And I know that Doug couldn't make it this evening either, so I was drastically trying to put a show together on my own. And I'd got as far as doing the introduction when you said, actually I can make it. Like, oh.
Well, I was planning on staying at work really late because I've got so much to do. But as you can probably hear, I'm full of cold. And I just thought, no, screw it, I'm going home. So I'm still here, and I haven't broke my unbroken run of shows. What are we on, 39 shows, and I've not missed one yet?
Well, we've actually done 40. Because we named one of them Dumb Down Live.
This is true.
And we never really changed it for that. But we've done 40 shows, but 39 is the number, so we'll just stick with that for now.
Yeah. But yes, 40 shows then, and I haven't missed one yet.
I have been keeping my eye out, my eye out this week. Sorry, let me get back into character. I've been keeping my eye out this week for pirate-related news.
And have you found any?
I found some.
Excellent.
There was a bank robber in Utah, dressed up as a pirate. Kind of makes all these cameras and everything a bit daft, doesn't it? Because like the police are now looking for a guy in a pirate costume. I'm not sure he'll be wearing it anymore.
Do you know, there's only one problem with this R bit.
R?
And I don't know if you will know this. And I'm going Cornish again, so I'm going to stop. Hang on
trouble is rolling your R's.
Excuse me. What's the name of it? There's a kids program, and it's toys in a bath. Rubber Dubbers, that's it. And Sean Hughes, the Irish comedian, he plays one of the voices, and it's a shark. And he finishes almost every sentence he says by going "arr, arr, arr." And every time you do it, I just keep thinking of this bloody shark from Rubber Dubbers.
Well, there's an answer to that. Stop watching the Rubber Dubbers.
Yeah.
Aren't you a bit old to be watching that now, Nance?
Yes, but my daughter isn't. And that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So, any more pirate-related news?
In further pirate-related news, those amongst you who play computer games may well remember Dumb Down Life show number 6, where we had an interview with Danny from Flying... Oh, what was the name of the company? Can you remember? Flying something.
Flying Monkeys? I don't know.
No, I don't think it was Flying Monkeys. From the company that make Pirates of the Burning Sea, an online multiplayer game based on piracy, and you have the ship-to-ship battles. You also have hand-to-hand combat, and this was it would have been it wouldn't have been over a year ago, would it? Because it was still this year that we started doing the recordings.
Well, we started in December, so it would have probably been the end of January, beginning of February.
I think it was around the end of January. They have currently got 14-day free play trials. So you can actually go to the website, which is www.burningsea.com, and at the very top of the page there, they've got a link that explains how to get the 14-day free trial, and go on from there.
Have you ever actually played it?
I haven't, because my machine's not particularly good at games anymore. I had to take the video card out and put a crappy one in, so it's just not really worth downloading for hours and not being able to play it properly. I would get frustrated.
Right.
Right.
Because I haven't played it either, to be honest, because I'm not particularly... my machine isn't particularly games worthy.
Yeah, I tend to get hooked on these things as well, so the 14-day trial always turns into a couple of months, and I've got lots to do.
Yeah.
But certainly looking at the site itself and some of the videos and so forth, it looks a fantastic game. So
I mean, do you know how many sort of players they've got? Because other than sort of what we did, I've not really seen anything about it at all.
No, I have no idea. But the other thing is, you say that, but there are also thousands of other online multiple role-playing games that we don't know about. I think we just left the scene, really.
I mean, you tend to hear about Warcraft and Age of Conan and Lord of the Rings, Dungeons and Dragons, the really sort of big ones. But like you say, there's probably millions of others that we just don't... See, we've done it again, haven't we?
We have?
We've done it again.
What have we done?
Strayed on to techie stuff.
Oh. It wasn't really a stray, it was quite into it. Then I shall end the pirate-related news.
Have you no more?
I shall end the pirate-related news on one more subject.
Okay.
What's a pirate's favourite piece of technology?
I don't know.
It's the iPod. Could be the iPhone.
From the western coast to the French Riviera, London, I now bring back again. Hello, Tokyo, Greece, New Mexico, New Orleans, Paris, Monaco. I see you round, baby. Around the world with me. See you round, sweet baby. Round and around the world. Why tomorrow? Why not now? We back and leave. What if there's no tomorrow? What if it all ends suddenly? For you and me. Amsterdam, Berlin, Marrakesh, Canary Islands, Bliss and Budapest. Why tomorrow? Why not now? We back and leave. Why tomorrow? I got everything we need. Got all we need. I see you round, baby. Around the world with me. See you round, sweet baby. Round and around the
In 1994, our very existence was threatened by an alien race called the Tarthet. In 3 short days, everything on the planet that made our civilization important to us was damaged or destroyed. But we fought them, and we prevailed. Now, 500 years later, the Terrans, ever adaptable, have reached the stars. People have almost forgotten the fear and the terror that the Tarthet brought to us all those centuries ago, and most go about their daily lives, content in their technological superiority and mastery of their new destiny. But some of us know better. Some of us never forgot our brush with extinction. And now that the Tarthet have returned, we know with absolute certainty that our struggle isn't over. No. Our fight for survival has just begun.
Dead Weasel Studio proudly presents a podcast adventure unlike any other.
Children of the Gods had me glued to the edge of my seat as much as any movie ever has, says Greg Holly on GregHolly.com.
featuring voice talent from around the world.
This podcast takes the idea of a radio serial to a whole new level. Says no more stars on the iTunes Music Store.
A riveting story by author and producer C.J. Mack.
Absolutely awesome. Great sci-fi and drama, says SF Borg on Podcast Alley.
Subscribe today and listen to what many others are already calling one of the most innovative sci-fi podcasts they've ever heard. A war we cannot lose.
The next time you get the urge to buck orders and save my tail section, don't.
An enemy we cannot defeat.
Well, I, for one, am simply glad that we don't have to deal with the Flatheads for another...
A destiny we will not escape. Children of the Gods.
Log on to childrenofthegods.net and join the fight for survival today.
That was Kalliopi and Around the World. Kalliopi is a... Is it a band or an actual just an artist,
I believe
Darren?
it's just her name, I think.
And she's from Greece.
Yes.
And you found her from Aerial Publicity?
Aerial Publicity, I think it is, yes.
Which
is
is
it publicity?
Sorry?
Is it publicity? That doesn't sound right.
No, Dave will know because it's Dave who sort of turned us on to it, didn't it? But they're another source of PodSafe music that we're starting to use. Now, it's funny you should play or choose to have played the trailer for Children of the Gods.
Should we start again?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny you should have chosen that promo to play for this week, because, again, you did this when you thought I wasn't going to be around. Because this week, I actually started to listen to it.
Oh, right.
I downloaded the promo... No, the very first episode, and I've listened to 2 episodes so far, so it's quite bizarre that you actually picked that. And I have to say, it's absolutely excellent. It really is a good show.
Yeah. The only problem that I have with it is taking so long to come through. It's not one that comes through once a week, or not even once a month at the moment. It's been about 3 months since the last one was released.
Right.
But I've submitted a recording for hopefully getting a role in one of the future episodes.
Oh, really?
So that's because it's just great. It's like our own little version of Star Wars. So if I can get a place in that, I'd be most impressed.
I've got to say the quality of it is pretty astounding.
Which is why it's taking so long, because he sometimes he'll make the whole thing and then decide that the music score is wrong and start from the beginning again.
Oh, blimey.
So he's a bit of a perfectionist. But yeah, absolutely, keep listening to it. It's fantastic.
A while ago, the very first sort of radio show thing that I listened to that was a serial was actually on Radio 1. A few years ago, there was a big Batman story where Bruce Wayne gets his back broken by Bane, and I believe I've touched on this before.
Yeah.
And they serialised it as a radio drama, and they played it on Radio 1, which shows you how long ago this was. And I have to say, this Children of the Gods, the quality of that is just as good, if not better, than the professionally recorded Nightfall story.
Well, of course, the very first one that I ever listened to was hulled around the wireless transceiver back with my mum and dad, listening to Douglas Adams.
I was just about to say, don't talk to me about life. Actually, yeah, that probably was the first. Now you've mentioned it, I think I had all the tapes of The Hitchhiker's Guide.
Tapes?
Yeah.
I think we had reel-to-reels. Hadn't got a tape recorder yet,
it's definitely worth a listen.
And of course, going from that into Douglas Adams, you know that they're releasing somebody's writing a new Hitchhiker's book.
Yeah, and Another Thing, isn't it? Is that what it's called?
And Another Thing is what it's called, yeah. The author is apparently a well-known author from other books, but I'd never heard of him.
No.
I'm a little bit worried, but I'm a little bit excited, which seems to be the general kind of feeling, really.
Doesn't there seems to be a bit of a trend for this at the moment, because the guy, is it Fawkes, just wrote a new Bond book in the style writing as Ian Fleming, and I do believe they're bringing back the famous Five, and somebody else is going to be writing as Enid Blyton. So there seems to be a little bit of a trend for this.
Well, certainly the way that the film was changed to make it fit as a film rather than and have an ending rather than just carry on, it wasn't that bad. I think that Douglas has written some very strong characters who you almost can't go wrong with. You'd have to be a really appalling writer to lose some of these characters. We even, I don't know if you remember this, Lance, we even tried to start doing something ourselves at one point. Remember that?
Yeah, we did. Yes.
Bit of fan storytelling.
I do believe the community's still alive in the live.
The
journal.
community's still around in Live Journal somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've not got the same equipment for making the voices and things anymore. So I just kind of the whole thing just lost momentum. But yeah,
I will just say in the chat room, our resident encyclopedia of all knowledge, Leone, says that it's Eoin Colfer, and he writes the Artemis Fowl books. He's the guy that's going to do the new Hitchhiker's book.
Have you even heard of these books?
I think I've heard of Artemis Fowl, but not the author.
No, I've never even heard of Artemis Fowl. But I had a look at the guy's website, and he's a bit of a geek, a bit of a nerd, so he's into blogging, and he's done some recordings and stuff, which is good, because Douglas Adams was very similar to that. And I know that were he still around today, he would almost certainly have a podcast, a live blog, and be almost the same as Adam Curry, where he's constantly plugged in. Because he was that kind of a guy.
Yeah.
To get more of a background on what Douglas Adams was actually like, have a look at The Salmon of Doubt. Did I lend you that book, The Salmon of Doubt?
It's entirely possible.
Well worth a read, because that's all the works that he ever wrote, whether they were magazine articles, books, all sorts of things, all in this one compilation.
Oh, so that's not an actual Hitchhiker's book then?
No, it was actually made up from all the files that were left on his machine.
So it's like Tolkien's Silmarillion then? After he died, they sort of picked up all the stuff that he'd left lying around and sort of made a book out of it.
That sort of thing. It's not a continuous story. It's lots of little bits. So it's got, like I say, some of his early magazine articles, and it sort of goes through his life. So it starts off, this was his first published work, and then went through to each section was introduced by various different people from his life, and the foreword was actually written by Stephen Fry, because Stephen Fry and Douglas Adams were very, very close friends.
Oh, really?
Any time that Douglas Adams got a new piece of technology, he'd phone up Stephen Fry and telling him about it. It was a real good book. The Salmon of Doubt is absolutely highly recommended.
I think you did lend me it. I'll have to have a look for it somewhere.
Find it. Yeah.
Well, I've got a box full of books that are still over at the factory because I haven't managed to get them over here yet.
Yeah, man. All right. Got a guitar in Houston, $32.99. It didn't come with a case, it didn't come with a cord, but Lord, that suits me fine. Now ring a ding ding. Oh, ring a ding ding. Ring a ding ding. Mind of a bang. I get the guitar, but I got zing now. You're lucky. Picked up another feelings, got it in the key of C. But there's just a little thing, anything I spin, but that's all that matters to me. Oh, ring a ding ding now. Yeah. Oh, ring a ding ding. Ring a ding ding. Mind of a bang. play guitar, but I can shake my thing now. I can play me some dulcimer too. I know cannonball. Oh man, check this out. Here comes Automatic John. Oh, every day is Sunday. Here comes Miss Bucky. Tell it like it is, girl. Well, hey, Bunky.
What do you know now?
Hey, Bunky.
Ooh, my baby better tell me something good.
Well, I like the way you look. I like the way you sing. I like the way you groove. I like the way you do everything now. Do you remember when? Do you remember when we were young and walking down that top of Canyon Boulevard? Oh, that brings back some memories right there, don't it? You know, because you know what I'm talking about, fellas. It goes something like this. Picked up a girl in Vegas. The girl, she was mighty fine. She was quite a little honey, but she spent all my money. And left me with nothing but a dime. Oh, ring-a-ding-ding, now, yeah. Oh, ring-a-ding-ding-dong, yeah. Ring-a-ding-ding, right in the bing. I can't play guitar, I've got to sing now. One more time around the block. Oh, ring-a-ding-ding, right in the bing. I can't play guitar, but I've got to sing now.
You want 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
That was just silly. That was Mohave and Ring-a-Ding.
Ring-a-ding.
Ring-a-ding. Totally different to what we normally play, but that was done on purpose because we play way too much sort of moody, angsty rock type stuff. So I thought we'd have something a bit more uplifting, even if I don't feel very uplifted. My voice is getting worse, you can hear it, can't you? So, something you turned me on to the other week, Darren, you said you really need to watch this programme. And I downloaded a couple of episodes off the you know where I'm going with this, don't you? The BBC iPlayer. And I sat and watched them last night. The Wrong Door.
Yeah.
Is that just the strangest programme you've ever seen in your life?
Fantastic. One of my favourite sketches was I think I might have mentioned it on the show, the Jumbo Jet driving lessons. You see that one?
Yeah. It
With
was
the guy,
just bizarre.
Because we're doing technical again.
Well, we're not.
We're going to. iPlayer now lets you go back and watch episodes from the series that you've missed.
Yeah.
So as long as it's still the current series, you can watch it, even though it might be over a week old.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic, because that means that you're not limited to that week like you used to be.
That's how I got 2 episodes, I think. But oh man, it is such a funny program.
Yeah. The other one was the zebra crossing.
That starts sort of like a graphic equalizer.
With all the blocks going up and down and bouncing the people around.
And
almost every single sketch has got some kind of CGI punchline.
Well, this is what I was going to say. It's a sketch show, and as a rule, sketch shows don't have an awfully massive budget.
Yeah.
But I'm really impressed with the CGI in this thing, because, like you say, almost every single sketch has an element of CGI in it, even if it's just like a model. There's one where some cavemen trap a bus. You got to watch it to understand it, but they snare a bus, don't they? And they throw spears at the bus and it falls over. And up until the point where it falls over, it's a bus, and then it suddenly becomes, you can tell it's CGI, and it falls over. But it's absolutely fantastically done. There's the girl with the dinosaur boyfriend.
Yep, the girl with the dinosaur boy, the most annoying creature in the world.
Do you know that looks so like the dancing baby?
Look, it's my finger.
Can we play Yahtzee? But it looks like the can you remember the dancing baby that did the rounds on the internet ages ago?
Yeah.
I think it looks just like that.
Yeah.
Really, really sort of odd.
Yep. It's that absolutely worth a watch. If you're in the US, it'll probably be out to you sometime next year. But yeah, it's called The Wrong Door, and very, very funny.
I'd go as far as saying there's sort of touches of Pythonism in it. In its surrealism.
Like the Bigfoot and the surrealism and stuff. Yeah, I like the way they tend to have a theme that runs through each program as well. Like you said, there was the cavemen was one theme.
Yeah, but on the last sketch of the cavemen, the plane from the sketch three sketches ago drives along the road.
That was it. Yeah.
Which is totally bizarre. But no, it is brilliant. Well worth a watch. Well worth a watch.
So it just leaves me to remind everyone, it is Talk Like a Pirate Day. Either tomorrow if you're in the chat room, or today if you're listening to the podcast. Please make the most of Talk Like a Pirate Day and put on an eye patch, and a pirate costume, and make the most of it. And if people don't understand why, just explain to them what Pirate Day is all about, because I think it's still a very internet-based day. Would you agree, Lance?
Definitely.
You're supposed to say "arr."
Arr, sorry. Arr. Don't.
But if we can sort of push this out and get people around the office and around the streets to recognise Talk Like a Pirate Day. Actually, it being on a Friday, it's quite good, because that means it's more than likely going to spill into pubs, isn't it?
Hey, arr.
Now then, if you want to contact us, you can call us on the telephone number, which is 07092 274 759.
You can send us an email to ddl.podshow@googlemail.com.
And the website address is www.dumbeddownlife.com.
And our Twitter username is dumbeddownlife.
Though I didn't put anything out on Twitter today.
Or last week, or the week before.
No, I did. I did last week, didn't I? I think I did last week.
I don't know. I have no idea.
We're putting together some videos to put up onto the website, so they will be popping up there soon. Keep your eye on the website, because we will be putting more stuff on there that's not just all about the shows. There's all sorts of other things going up there.
There is a blog on there that you really ought to go and view, because we do post on that quite regularly, don't we?
Yep.
For non-show related stuff as well.
Yep, non-show related stuff as well. And might start using that to try and get some idea of what other people want to hear on the show. So have a look at the website if you haven't already.
Are we done?
Are we done? Are we be done?
Right. I'll see you next week.
Aye.